guys, this is Machine God from Project A-Cube, and today we're going to take a look at the Safka Audio SV006. This is a portable closed pack headphone from Safka Audio, and this retails for $149. This unit has been sent by Safka in exchange for an honest opinion. I'm not being paid or influenced otherwise to say anything positive or negative about this review. So let's jump into the build quality of this headphone. The build quality is excellent for this price range. For $149 you get real walnut wood on both the ear cups. The ear cups feel solid. The yokes are made up of metal. This portion is also made up of metal. The entire headband, I suspect, is also made up of metal. The yoke adjustments are tight, they're resistive, and they're not loose. The headphone has no creaks. And the best part is this headphone retains its shape based on any adjustment you do. So for the build quality of this headphone, this is definitely excellent for the price range. You get this carry case along with the headphone. It is reasonably hard. It will definitely offer some protection. You get this short cable with this headphone. This does terminate in a 3.5T RRS connector, and it does have a 3-button remote. The structure of this cable is kind of stiff, and it is made up of this rope-like structure. It's decent for the most part and it gets the job done. But I must mention that this cable is definitely microphonic. Now coming to the comfort of this headphone, unfortunately this is the biggest complaint I have. The comfort of this headphone is quite poor. I have small ears and it's still uncomfortable for me after 30 minutes of usage. You see, the main problem is that the pad height is quite low. I have small ears and they still touch the bottom and top portion of my ears. Adding to this, the number of adjustments on this headband is also quite low. This is the maximum extended form of the headphone and it is quite low in height. And also the headband is quite tight and stiff. It lacks enough padding on the bottom and it does not do a good job of distributing the pressure on top of your head. So after around 30 minutes of usage, I do tend to develop a hot spot and a pressure point on my head, and definitely a hot spot for my ears. So the comfort factor is definitely not that good, and I suspect most of the people will definitely have a comfort issue. Now coming on to the sound of this headphone, we start with the bass. The sub bass is quite punchy in this headphone. It is well extended. It goes easily down to 20 Hz, and the quantity of the sub bass is felt all the time, but it is never overwhelming. The sub bass does not bloom into the mids, and the mid bass I feel is not boosted too much compared to neutral, so it never sounds bloated. Coming on to the mid range of these headphones, the lower mid range has a good amount of weight to it, which makes your music sound a bit full and a bit more body to it. The tonality in the lower mids is correct. Baritone male vocals sound full. However, the upper mid range is a bit dark, and with this you get a forgiving headphone that is forgiving of harsh recordings that are harsh in the upper mid range. With this you also lose a bit of crispness and finite detail and a bit of the micro details in well recorded music, but for the most part the tonality is very good and it is definitely enjoyable. Now coming on to the highs, this is kind of a weak point of this headphone. The entire region is dark and rolled off, but it does have enough extension to make the experience enjoyable. The highs lack sparkle and the shine, and the micro details are not forward enough in this region, so this headphone is a bit problematic when it comes to handling delicate genres like acoustic, classical, smooth jazz or live jazz recordings. But this is obvious only in well recorded music, and for the most part this is not at all a deal breaker. Now next up we move to the sound stage of this headphone. This is a closed back headphone, so you should not expect too wide a sound stage, and the soundstage on these headphones is pretty average for a $150 closed back headphone. The width is okay. It doesn't feel claustrophobic at any point of time. However, the sense of space and the soundstage depth is kind of average. However, the imaging is quite good in this headphone. The imaging is very well distributed laterally, and I found no dead zones laterally from left to right. The separation is also quite good, and it can handle complex and busy tracks very well without messing it up. Now, moving on to the final conclusions, I would also like to make a few more observations. We start with the ear cups. You see, the ear cups are completely free and they feature a 180-degree swivel, and they're also completely free tilt-wise, and these cups can be tilted a full 360 degrees, which is quite good. Even though the comfort is a bit average, you can always adjust it every time you wear to your liking, and there are technically infinite amounts of adjustments in this headphone. I would also like to point out that the driver quality in this headphone is quite good. The driver is very capable, and the overall sound presentation is upfront and weighty without being too overwhelming. The resolution on this headphone is also top notch for the price range, and I have no complaints regarding the resolution. And lastly, we end with the dynamics of this headphone. The micro dynamics and macro dynamics in this headphone could have been a bit better, but for its price range, I really have no complaints. Now, coming on to the sound quality between these two headphones, these headphones are vastly different when it comes to sound. We start off with the bass response in these headphones, and when it comes to the bass response, I'll have to give it to the Sivka. The sub bass is much more punchier than this, and the presence and impact of the bass is much stronger and more welcome in this headphone than this. This headphone, although has good amounts of extension, and you can definitely hear the bass when needed, but you can never feel the impact of this headphone when it comes to the sub bass frequencies. Coming on to the lower mid-range of this headphone, again I will have to give this to the Sivka, because the lower mid-range is quite full-bodied and weighty in this headphone, unlike in the AKG K361, where there is a dip in the lower mid-range, which can sometimes make this headphone sound a bit thin, as opposed to full-bodied and weighty compared to the Sivka. However, coming into the upper mid-range of these headphones, I will have to give it to the AKG K361. This has a darker upper mid-range in comparison to this, and this retains the micro details and textures better than the Sivka. However, when listening to badly recorded music or harsh recorded music, I would definitely prefer the Sivka because it is much more forgiving than the AKG K361. Now, coming on to the highs, I would prefer the AKG K361 over the Sivka because the K361 preserves and retains the sweetness and the shine and sparkle in the treble that I was missing from this headphone. Now, coming into the soundstage and imaging, these two are closed back headphones and the soundstage on these are comparable. The width and depth, I don't see much of a difference. They're more or less equal. The same goes with the imaging. The imaging is also very comparable when it comes to these two headphones. I would like to end this video on the conclusions, and this headphone does get a strong recommendation from my part if you listen to the kind of music this headphone excels at. This headphone definitely handles rock, metal, heavy metal, djent, subgenres of metal, and any form of music that is bass heavy. This headphone handles these genres very well, and it is a very fun and pleasurable listening experience. However, I would not recommend this headphone for delicate genres like acoustic, classical, jazz, orchestral music, or any other genre that requires a bit more active and forward treble refinement. The comfort definitely needs to improve, but it is not too big of a deal because you get very good cup adjustment, and every time you wear it, you do have to adjust it to your ear shape. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you liked this video. Do leave a like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our pages on Facebook, Instagram, and do make sure to join our group on Telegram. And this is Machine God. I'll see you guys next time.